here today to discuss tree planting and the towpath rather than the canal and the waterway itself. Tell us something about the project.
Well, this will be phase 2 of a project that the local community group, the Aqueducts, have been doing for a little while now. Their aim was to produce a community orchard and plant that up along the canal within the World Heritage Site. It's a great project. It does so much. It involves the community. They get out and they actually plant the trees, and they look after the trees after they're planted, and they'll also be able to harvest the fruit when the trees come to fruition. It also does. It's a really good wildlife project because it provides a food source for wildlife in the autumn when the trees fruit, but also at this time of year in the spring when the trees are flowering, a really good nectar source for insects. It does an awful lot. It's a good project.
Right. You mentioned the Aqueducts. That's a group of volunteers who've been working recently on the stretch of canal. How does that work, and how can people get involved?
Well, the Aqueducts are the local community group, and what it's done, it focuses on the World Heritage Site, for which this length of canal is designated, and it brings together all the little communities along the length of the canal, brings them all together so they can work together as a group, doing projects like this, making a difference on the canal.
So everyone in it is a volunteer, and they can sign up by making contact through the website and the text numbers to be part of that group.
Yes, that's right. And there's local people who they can contact. The contact details are available locally, and those people will tell them what needs doing, and we'll point them in the right direction.
And we're looking for funds to continue this project. How much are we looking for, and what will that buy us?
Or we're looking for £2,000. That will take this project. It will continue the good work that's being done into England. We're just on the England-Wales border at the moment. What we're aiming to do is plant these trees in groups down the canal as far as Ellesmere, which is the next town on the canal, and that will have a really nice function of linking these communities together once again.
And eventually, when the trees mature, people walking the towpath will be able to help themselves to the fruit as well as enjoying the trees and the wildlife. How long is that likely to be? How long will the trees take to mature?
Well, the trees will start fruiting almost immediately. In the next few years, people will see the different fruits on the trees. But we're doing this to mark the launch of the Canal and River Trust, and I think it's a lovely way to do that because these trees will be here for a good number of years, and people will be able to remember what they were planted for. And because they're here, people will enjoy them and use them, and it's a good way of marking the start of the Canal and River Trust.
Absolutely, a sense of permanence about this charity, this new charity that's going to be running the waterways going forward. Well, there are other launch projects as well, and we're going to be looking at those over the next few months. We're doing some towpath repairs in Chester to make sure that the surface is safe and stable to walk on. In Ellesmere, where you mentioned Stuart before, there's a forge in the yard there, a terrific set of historic buildings which are waiting for attention and for new uses. That forge is on our projects too. The Montgomery Canal, partially restored, wonderful route down into mid-Wales that has tremendous wildlife, sites of special scientific interest, and we're working there particularly on vole habitats, which I think will be, we all know perhaps from the news how important that is to get the balance of the ecology right. So a number of launch projects, they're all coming together over the next few months, and no better place to mark that start than here in Chirk.